Fangirl, do it.
Metal Gear. A hind D.
Metal Gear.
Metal Gear. I've never played Metal Gear.
Welcome to the Podasaurus. This is just a little intro chorus. Welcome to the Podasaurus. We'll be talking about some games and morals. Welcome to the Podasaurus. Kyoryu and his friends won't bore us. Hopefully. Welcome to the Podasaurus. So listen up, it's time for Podasaurus.
Hello, good afternoon, and good evening. Welcome to Podasaurus. I'm your host, Ken, this week. And with me we have Lou.
Hi.
And we have a special guest today, Miss Fangirl.
Hello.
Hello, it's been a while.
It has been a while.
I'm trying so hard internally not to host it like Ongaku to you. That's why I'm pausing every so often.
I heard you take a short pause before you said the name of the podcast and then kind of get a little angry and upset about it. Because you knew you were going to mess up and say Ongaku to you. So you're like, Podasaurus, joining me today.
I wasn't sure if that
Exactly.
was the aesthetic you were going for, or if it was just a focus thing.
He likes to sound he likes to sound bored and depressed at the same time. That's just like his thing. It's very
Yes.
millennial of him.
It's very millennial of me. All day, every day. How are we?
Fangirl, go ahead.
I am
Go
good.
ahead.
I am well. Just existing in the world. So
How
That's
cold is it over there?
it is currently 33 degrees here, and we have 7 inches of snow on the ground. So it's not freezing, but
boy.
it's not. It's this is heat wave weather because for a couple of days we had negative temperatures. So this is preferable.
Oh, it's 33 degrees here as well.
Wow.
Expect snow on Friday.
Yeah, we were
Or how
supposed to have
cold it
snow
is here.
starting.
Oh man, it's gonna snow all day tomorrow. My girlfriend keeps telling me, "Oh, we'll go out. Maybe we have to look at the weather." And I have been sick all week, so I have no idea what it's been like outside, like my room. So I have no idea what it's like. My mom keeps calling me for updates, and I'm just like, I don't know.
Does
I
she
don't know
not?
what the weather's like.
Does she not have a weather app, or does she not have a window?
We don't live in the same city, so she's like, "Have you guys
Oh,
gotten
yeah.
bad weather up there?" I don't know. I've been having fever dreams all day. I don't know. I've apparently done a bunch of weird things that I thought happened, and they did not. So I don't trust me about what's going on.
Oh, that had to be entertaining.
Oh, that
They're
must
awful.
have been.
I hate fever dreams. I get them no matter what kind of sick I get. I always get a fever dream, and it's relentless. They never stop, and it's just me having these fevered nightmares almost while rustling back and forth in bed, trying to just fall asleep. I hate them so much.
Do you talk?
It happens every. It's usually a lot of "Someone please end this. I want to die. This is awful." And just what the fuck is going on? And that's usually what I say the whole time. And I just hope that my girlfriend can't hear me. And me trying to remember a time that I was not sick because it seems like years before. It feels like I've been sick for years and years, but it's been 12 hours since I came down with the flu or whatever.
No. Mm-hmm.
I would rather suffer through an 8-day sniffly I have a minor cough or this and this and this than have a fever. I hate it when I have fevers.
And every time, my fever dreams usually take the form of whatever I was doing right before that. So I had, intense, my last stream fever dreams. So I kept having to relive the game Illbleed and then the X-Files game, which I don't actually remember what happened during the X-Files game because that's when I was starting to get really sick because I stopped playing Illbleed because it sucked. And then I started playing the X-Files game. I don't know what really happened in that game or what I dreamt because it just kept replaying over and over in my head, but wrong. So that's what it was. That, and like I kept like trying to like check chat, and I'm sick and asleep. There's no chat to check. I thought I was still streaming the entire time I was sick.
Are my
And I'm like,
internet
wow.
friends here?
And I'm just like, wow, there's so many people. And I thought I had like this massively inflated like view count. I'm like, wow, there's like 300 people here. And I'm just like high off like being sick. It just kept going on. And I'm like, will someone stop this and just let me sleep?
Wow.
And then the caffeine withdrawal hit. And that was worse. And that was just me for the past 2 days. Almost 3.
Yeah, fever versus caffeine withdrawal does not seem like a winning combination.
No, because then I had a migraine, and I get fever dreams when I have migraines too, because I just hallucinate. It was terrible. It makes for funny stories, but it's awful at the same time. God. Can you top that, Ken? Can you top that?
Yeah,
story?
how have you been, Ken?
I've been all right. I had a lovely 3-hour podcast this past week.
Oh, nice. We have those all the time.
Yeah, occasionally we do. And it's interesting. It was City 2.0.
City 2.0, yeah.
When are we going to remix that into the theme song? Oh, we have a new theme song too, by the way.
I like your new theme song.
That was done by AlabamaTofu. It's the same theme song before from Aaron Gorn, but he recorded it on a whim. And it's called Podasaurus Rock instead of the Podasaurus theme.
Yeah, I like them both. They're
Oh, go ahead.
I think it's neat that you have people who are willing to do that for you. So
I didn't
kudos to
even know
them.
about it. He just did it randomly. He just dropped it in Discord one day. I'm like, well, I'll put it in the next one. I think the original one will pop in here and there, and I'll alternate them after a while. But I want to get this new one in rotation for a while first, and then
Yeah.
like swap them in and out.
Yeah.
Maybe very special episodes will have the classic theme song. Tofu mentioned at one point maybe doing a ska version, which I like lit up when I heard that. I don't think it's gonna happen.
You
but
should
I
change
feel
it.
like-
You should change it every 6 months.
Oh, so it'll be like my overlays.
Yeah. Because
Yeah.
you don't have enough. You don't have enough going on in your life that you need to. Everybody just
Keep
has
track
time
of.
to do things like that.
Yeah. I don't honestly. Whenever I get bored, I'm just like, I'm gonna change everything on my stream and then complain when it breaks.
Mm.
I've been all right, by the way.
That's good.
I don't care. I don't care.
It's a balmy 81 degrees currently.
Shut up. Get out.
Can you see the ocean from where you are?
And not where I am, but I live 5 minutes away.
Oh, well, that's.
And then my workplace oversees the ocean. Actually, it has a nice view of the sunset.
It oversees it.
Yeah, because it's
It's-
on. We're on a building like
It
30 stories up.
oversees the ocean.
Yeah, because it's above the ocean.
It oversees the ocean.
Yes, it oversees the ocean.
Will you just accept my pun, please?
Ah.
Do you realize it's a pun? You didn't even know it was a pun. Oh my god.
I need to travel to the ocean.
Okay, I just remember something. So Timber's not here. You
Yeah,
might have noticed
yeah.
Timber's not here. Which
Timber's
means
not
we'll
here.
probably have a static background again because he's the one that makes the one with like the title and like the moving stuff, which he made it have the the title of the podcast on last time, so I can't use it generically. So be back to the static camera picture again.
Or you make him work over the weekend, and you.
I could make him do it. Like, can you just record like 2 hours worth of this with this title? I can make him do that. I'm sure he's not that busy that he can't just like turn it on and leave.
And it's not like he's listening to the podcast.
No, he doesn't listen to podcasts. I asked him once. He's like, "Oh, I don't listen to it. I mean, we record it." I'm like, "But why don't you listen to it?"
It's okay. The other two Bobos don't listen to either this one and the other one, and I'm like, why?
What?
Why? We make reference to it all the time. This is why you guys forget things that happened on previous episodes because you guys don't listen to them.
Like, I don't listen to it, but I edit it so I hear it.
Am I the only person that listens to podcasts while I do like menial tasks?
No,
I
do
used
that
to
too.
all the time.
It helps me focus.
I used to like put on a podcast and drive around like my countryside Japan town because there's nothing to do from like my apartment to like 2 hours to the city. So I just like put on like Welcome to Night Vale or something.
Oh no, I listen to podcasts like when I fold laundry or do the dishes or any kind of menial task like that because it helps me focus.
Yeah, I don't like leave my room that often, so I don't have time to listen to podcasts outside of this apartment.
I do it on the way to work because it's like an hour and a half to get from where
Girlfriend
I am.
listens to Critical Role, which I don't like. It's not that I don't.
You know, like whale.
It's not that I
Wheaton.
don't like her listening to it. I just don't like it or listening to it. It doesn't have Will Wheaton. It's all the people that are voice actors in the like video game industry. So I have to listen to Sam Riegel sound like fucking Teddy from Persona 4. He's like, I don't know what to do about this like critical chance here. Like, shut up. Shut up in your stupid bear voice. I can't stand it. Shut up. And then Laura Bailey's there too. And we all know how much I love Laura Bailey.
So would you
Yes,
say
it's
it's unbearable?
And like they'll have episodes where they go and they do it at a convention. So the microphones are like up with them, but then they have like some in the crowd. So whenever they do anything that's like the smallest semblance of a joke, like someone might have made a dick joke, and like the whole crowd's like, ha, ha, and they're like screaming into the microphone. And like girlfriend, like I watch her when she does this in the car. She like is constantly turning the knob up and down, trying to enjoy this podcast in the car. Which at that point seems pointless. But that's just me. So she's like turning up and down, trying to match it, and just like sometimes it's one up and one down, at which I don't feel like that does much difference. And it's obnoxious.
Is this podcast based off
So
the
the
show?
Critical Role,
Or is it completely
the Critical
separate?
Role on Twitch or wherever they broadcast it, it's just the audio from that basically.
Oh,
So she listens to the
okay.
podcast version of it,
'Cause
but she's like 2 years behind. Maybe almost 3.
Oh. 'Cause I know there's a show as well that I have not been able to get into, but everybody I know
Yeah.
watches
A lot of people
it.
like it because I guess it's a really good introductory thing for like D&D, which I have no problem with its existence. I just don't like it, but I don't like D&D either. And yes, I know before, whatever. I know everyone's like, you just haven't had the right DM. I have had 3 different DMs try and get me into it. It's just not for me. It's not. Dice are cool. I like dice. I don't want to play D&D. It's boring. It's boring. You're
I was gonna
boring.
say, but you don't like high fantasy anyway.
No, I
though.
do not. So
Yeah,
I'm
I
like,
was gonna
there's
say,
Lovecraftian
yeah.
ones. I'd rather just watch a movie, and I don't like movies. I just don't have
Yeah.
an attention span for things. I don't want to like get into character and be like, well, I want to like summon like a gray bat to attack that ass over there, and like, oh, roll a d20 for initiative. And it's like, oh god, if Captain K was a DM though, I would watch the shit out of a show like that. Just like him coming up with
Pay him-
things on the
You
fly.
should pay him to overview it.
Just him like,
Like
Oh, go
when
ahead.
he would. I love watching when he streams Smash. I
oh,
love
his
watching that.
commentating on like Smash rounds that he has lost or is not in are fantastic. Like I say this
Yeah.
almost every podcast and almost all the time. Captain K is an underrated Twitch gem who needs to be partnered with like 10,000 viewers, but no change to how he does anything because he is.
I agree.
He
I
is so
absolutely agree.
underrated.
I wish he streamed
Yeah.
earlier. I wish he
didn't stream at
earlier.
night. Just like stream during the day when I'm awake.
No, I agree with that.
But no, like he has the perfect voice for any commentating. It's great. And like he just comes up with the weirdest shit on the fly.
I feel like he's one of those people that would be really good at reading like audiobooks.
Yes.
I don't
Honestly,
know if he listens to this or not, but if you're ever looking for a side career, that is something that exists.
honestly, him or
They
Timber
will
could
pay you to do
do
it.
well with that.
Oh, Timber could do that too. Absolutely.
No, yeah, Timber could do it.
I want to hear Timber read like The Hobbit or like an abridged version of The Hobbit for kids.
And they can actually read it. I can't read things out loud because I read too fast and my brain like doesn't keep up with how fast I'm reading.
Oh my god, did you see me try and read stuff for Kudelka last week?
A little bit, yeah.
Oh my god. So someone's like I found a chest in this game. Kudelka is a horror JRPG that's like I don't know, like 12 hours long, something like that. It's a really good game, really slow. Don't know if I can go back to it on stream, but I'll probably finish it off. But at one point, we find this chest, and it has a number thing on it. And I'm like, oh, I'll come back to this later. Someone's like, do you really want it? I'm like, yes. Just like it's just a diary. I'm like, okay, give me the number. So I go get it, and I start reading this diary out. It took me like 2 to 3 full minutes of reading out loud to get through this. And I think that's abridged because that's how long Nick's clip was, but he sped up the dialogue and threw in some like SpongeBob memes to it. I think it was a solid 5 minutes.
I saw that.
Solid 5 minutes of me reading this. And it was so long and so boring. And it ended with the guy dying. And I'm like, he died because he wrote too much nothing. He wrote too much nothing for me to read. And I hated it. And I have a real big problem with trying to read out loud. It's when like my dyslexia's trap card is activated and like all the words just like shit out of my mouth. And it's awful and it doesn't make coherent sense. And I'm trying to read things. And that was that game. And there was just so much of that. I ran into another diary and I think I skipped it because I said no. Like,
This
no.
is what makes me nervous about playing Ace Attorney because, like I said, I read so fast that when I try to speak the words, my mouth can't keep up with my brain, and so I skip like whole parts of it, or I have to really like try to slow down, and it makes it very painful.
It just turns into like stammering word vomit.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I love
And
visual
then-
novels, but I can't do it for the same reason. Like, and I'd like a lot of them to have English voice acting, so I don't have to read, but I know it's going to be bad voice acting. It's just going to be like Laura Bailey and Sam Riegel. So I like the Japanese voice acting, but it doesn't help me.
And then the anxiety kicks in when you're doing that too. So it's like,
Like, once you make one mistake, and then you think about it, and you caught that mistake,
Yep.
so you just think about it the whole time.
yep,
Yep.
everybody's watching me. They're watching me fail.
So it becomes worse.
Yeah. That was how I felt when I was playing, not 999, but when I was playing Virtue's Last Reward. Because 999 was so fast-paced and so engaging, like, and it was short, so it really pulled me in. And then when I was playing VLR, I got all of the, like, crap endings first, because there's just a bunch of dead-end endings that don't get you anywhere. And so it took so long for me to get a quote-unquote good ending where it took me somewhere further in the story, so that by the time I would get an ending, you could just see, like, the enthusiasm draining out of my face. And I was just like, and you could hear it. And everybody was, like, messaging me after stream being like, it gets better, it gets better, it gets better. I'm like, you keep promising me this. The first half of that game for me was an exercise in patience. I'm so glad I finished it, but the first half of that was really an exercise in patience.
Oh, you can do it again?
The VLR?
Yeah, do those one more time. You have to read everything. Go through the whole experience one more time.
I have to finish the last one, but I will absolutely play them again off stream, like for my own personal thing.
I think I need to do that
I'm
with
doing that
Corpse
with
Party.
the Kami right now. I want to play Corpse Party.
You will be very either offended or saddened by what happens in that game.
I don't know anything about it. I don't know how I've managed to avoid spoilers, but I don't know anything about it. It's kind of like Danganronpa. I don't know anything about that either.
The thing with Corpse Party is just imagine Japanese horror involving kids in a, like, I don't know.
I know they're in a school
Yeah.
of some sort.
It's a Japanese horror game, so like there's a lot of themes prevalent in all Japanese horror games, which include like pedophilia and sexual assault.
So it's like Mad Father.
Not that bad. Like, I'd say out of all of them, like, it has some like creepy scenes in it, but like Mad Father and Misao and all that are like, it's not even subtle. It's as subtle as a white fart in a church.
I couldn't get sorry. It's been a while since I've heard that. Wow. I couldn't get through Misao. I started playing it off stream, and I think I made it like an hour into it, and I was like, nope, I can't do this. I made it through Mad Father, but
Misao's the one where you're like, okay, yeah, I think I know. Wait, I'm trying to think.
you're
of
the schoolgirl, and she's
Misao got killed, and she's trying to figure out what happened.
yes.
Yeah, that one has some overtly pedophilic shit in there, and the fan base for that is they defend the wrong characters. They defend the pedophile character in that all the time. Like, well, he was ugly as a kid. That doesn't matter. That doesn't absolve him of what he did.
Yeah, it was. Nope.
Oh god, it's so weird. Ken, what are you doing?
So what have we been playing?
What have you been playing, Ken?
I've been playing Fire Emblem Three Houses.
Oh, because Violet is in the new Smash?
Maybe.
Transparent as fuck.
I think I need to pick that up. I'm intrigued by it now.
It's been a while since I played a Fire Emblem game, so I was like, I might as well play Three Houses. I'm borrowing it from a friend.
Oh.
It's Mujihi. Oh, Mujihi. He's in the good old Nihons right now. Because him and his brother, it's his brother's birthday, so they ran away to go look at the Gundams and the animals.
There's many things to see in Akiba.
But besides that, yeah, I've been playing that, and I've been playing Bang Dream once again because the new season just started this past week, and I'm very excited. You can tell it in my very, very excited.
This is what you always sound like
right now, but yeah, it's very, very dulcet.
Now, you like Fire Emblem, though.
No, yeah, I liked it. Yeah, I haven't. I've always liked the history, and I've played all the games. It's Three Houses has eluded me for a while, but I was
for such a long time, for the past.
I have never
4 months. Such a long time.
Hey man, I was busy being a Amazon Prime delivery person for the last couple months.
I've never played any Fire Emblem game, and I will 100% admit that one of the reasons I am slightly interested in this one is because of fan art.
Oh, you would
of
like Dimitri.
He's the one with the-
Dimitri looks like
yeah, you would like him.
Yeah. I feel like that character was specifically designed with me in mind.
Both Dimitri and then what's the name of the dude that is the golden stags or whatever, the deer. Dimitri's the blue lions. Who's the other guy? The not Edelgard.
It's the not Edelgard.
Oh, it's not
No,
Ferdinand,
it's-
is it?
Claude
The
is it
leader
Claude?
for that one, Claude.
He's the one for the golden
Claude.
deer or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, Claude
Yeah,
is
the
the other
Him
one
leader,
that
and
people tell
Dimitri
me I
look
probably
like original characters that
Yeah,
Bird has made
he's-
before. Like I saw them the first time, and like I went to tell her about it, and I think she already knew. She's like, they owe me royalties for this game. Like as soon as I saw them, I'm like, this is bait for her. This is just bait for her.
Yeah, I know zero about that game too, but it's intriguing me. I don't have anyone local that I could borrow it from because none of my local friends, like, they all come to me for game recommendations. I cannot tell you how many people have asked me, like, oh, which Switch games should I get? And I have told them Untitled Goose Game and Breath of the Wild and several others, but I've told so many people to buy Untitled Goose Game, it's not even funny.
Do you have any
I feel
friends?
like they owe me money.
Oh god.
Do I have any friends?
Do you have any friends
I mean,
that like older games that you want to be mean to?
Possibly.
Recommend Clock Tower 2: The Struggle Within and tell them don't use a
Oh,
guide.
I'm not recommending.
No, and tell them don't use a guide because it'll ruin the experience.
I don't think I have anybody who is as hardcore as a gamer of me that would actually invest time in that. There might be a guy that sometimes draws my blood when I go donate blood.
I mean, what does it look like?
But
How does he draw it? What technique does he use?
what does he use?
Like, does he use pencil
Watercolor.
and paper? Is it like digital art the way he draws your blood?
It might be. That sounds creepy when you put it that way.
Please laugh.
Sounds like something a stalker would do. It sounds like something from Doki Doki Literature Club. I've marked my letter with your scent, and I've been drawing your blood.
That I've seen someone make a reproduction of Yudi's letter, and the guy that got it was like he opened up like on YouTube video, and he's just like, I'm gonna have to like get some gloves before I touch this because I don't know.
That's terrifying. Oh, speaking of which, I need to edit the Just Monica like image of the text with her name to it to Just Fangirl because like half of my Discord today changed their names and their profile picture to me, and I was on the phone for work when it happened, and I was watching it happen like, what the fuck is going on? I thought it was a bot.
Yeah, I saw it on Twitter. I was like, what's going on here?
I was so confused.
Have you finished Baba Is
But
You
yeah.
yet?
I have not. I thought about playing that off stream, but I've actually been playing a lot of Tetris 99 and Okami off stream.
I've seen you've been playing Okami again. That's a game I still need to finish, but I don't know if I can, like, actually get through it because I know about it and I know that it should end like 15 times throughout the playthrough of it. So I'm just like, I'll just buy this every
It's
time it
3
comes
acts. I like it because it's organized in 3 acts. And I was telling somebody today that on a replay it's very hand-holdy and there's a lot of parts that you can't skip, so it does feel kind of long. But it's so creative and it's so pretty and the story really just pulls me in, and that is the one game on stream that has really had like a big gotcha moment for me. So it holds a special place in my heart because it actually like shook me. So do you know parts of it? I don't want to spoil it for you if you don't know.
I've seen you play some of it, and I helped Jetpack Raptor, my buddy back home. I had to help him with a puzzle once because it was site-based and very quick, and he is legally blind, and that's the most I've experienced with it without like, except for like the first 2 hours.
Okay, I can't tell you then because it will spoil. It'll spoil a big part of it.
I have
for
the
you.
collector's
But
edition
it
physical
shook
version
me.
on Switch, and I haven't played through it. Like, I came with the
Is that
sound.
the one that came with the soundtrack?
Yeah, I have the soundtrack, and it came with like a little mini folder. Do you want me to send you the soundtrack?
I mean, if you are not attached to that soundtrack,
Well, I mean,
will
not
take it.
not physically send you the soundtrack.
I mean, absolutely.
Okay, I'm like, you're not taking that. That's mine.
No,
Heck off.
if you can file it, if you can get me a file, absolutely, I will take
yeah.
that.
I think you would enjoy it.
I'll add it to my video game music that I run and lift weights to.
Oh, you should add the
So besides,
the Clock Tower chase themes to your running or like weightlifting playlist because it will definitely make you run and work on stuff.
I'm looking up Clock Tower Chase theme right now.
Look,
I'm not going to play it. I was just looking up.
I'll send you the ones. I'll send you one from Haunting Ground. That will make you run really quick because it's a panic theme. What were you saying, Ken?
as I try to push forward. So besides Tetris 99 and Okami, what have you been playing, Fangirl?
Honestly, that's been about it. Life has been a little haywire for me lately, so I haven't been streaming at all for like the last month because it's just stuff
Yeah, it's been a while.
has been going on. It's long story short, I've had kind of a bad mental space happen, but I'm coming out of it, so it's okay. But I've been playing those offline. I've been watching my kids play Smash that we've now found it again. Also watching one of my kids play Untitled Goose Game.
I still need girlfriend to finish that. She started it back in like October and hasn't gotten back to it yet.
It's good.
What about you, Kyo? What have you been playing as of late? Besides, fever, daydreamness.
I've been playing on stream. I've been playing through a lot of bad air quotes or classic Dreamcast games that cost too much money for what they are.
Really? They cost a lot of money?
I think. Well,
Do you need me to pick you some up when I go to Japan?
I wouldn't mind a Japanese copy of Blue Stinger because it actually is different. I'll look because there's a couple I want. There's actually a Saturn game I want, but I don't know how to.
Just line me in.
Yeah, I'll have a list. When are you going again? You said Gold Lake, right? Yeah. I'll get onto that. But I've been playing. Let's see. I played Kudelka, which was I had subs picked or not subs. I had the community picked for that one because I had a sub goal. It's a fun game. That's the horror JRPG. It has like one of the chillest boss themes and chillest battle themes ever. Like you don't realize like it should be a lot more hype for a battle theme, but it's so relaxing. And the combat's hard, so it's really weird. Played that. I played The Ring Terrors Realm, which is a canonical sequel to the Ring series, not the movies, the books in manga is the furthest, I think, future in the series, and it's not good, but it's not terrible. It's just there.
I will admit I purposely skipped your stream that day because that is one thing that actually scares me.
Oh, it's not it
like
Sadako's barely in the game.
I don't care.
No, like
just the idea
nothing,
of it. I'm like, nope.
Okay. To spoil the Ring Terror's Realm a little bit. Okay, what do you think of when you think of the Ring?
What do you think I think of?
Like, what do you think? I
don't want to talk about this. I'm in my basement right now.
I just want what your opinion. Like, when you think of the Ring, what do you think of? Ken, you give me an idea. What do you think of when you think of the Ring?
Like the horror movie franchise? I think of the Versus series that they did that went off a couple years ago.
But, like, what does that entail? Like, what imagery comes with the Ring?
Oh, great imagery.
No, this VHS tape coming back to life and the lady flopping through the screen.
Now, I'm going to describe a video game. You tell me if it sounds like the Ring. You're trapped in a computer virus video game, and you fight 8 monsters named Ape, and then Strong Ape, and I think also Boss Ape, and they have the Nickelodeon Gak splat effect for when you hit things in the menu button, and you shoot them in a Resident Evil style game. What does that sound like?
That is the Matrix.
No, that's the Ring Terror's Realm. That's the Ring Terror's Realm. You skipped the least Ring style Ring game. Even the fight at the end with Sadako is her just like whipping her hair back and forth and then turning into crows.
Please edit a clip of you playing that game with that song.
What, I whip my hair back and forth?
Yes.
Let me write this
Please
down.
have someone do that.
Nick's gonna be on
So wait, there's a Ring game that has little, like a 10%, if that, relatability to the franchise.
So, hold on. Hair before the Ring Terror's Realm. It's some chicken scratch. I'm not gonna know what this says later. So wait, say that one more time.
You'll get reminded when you edit it, when you fuse the audios together.
Fuse them, not unlike a Nina Tucker.
Yes.
What were you saying, Ken? Say that one more time.
So this game that is named The Ring has only 10% relatability to the franchise, is what you're saying.
So, in all fairness, with the not the movies are separate. Those are considered like adaptations of the books and manga and stuff. In the actual Ring, like, literary series, she eventually turns into a virus and a computer virus and infects stuff. So her, like, going through the internet to infect people to, like, start the 7 days thing. So
I just want you both to know I am actively looking up pictures of puppies right now.
Just don't look up Shih Tzus. They aren't cute.
Excuse me. Excuse you. Ever since we've gotten the cats, my Shih Tzu is so attached to me.
Aw.
Like, it's very, very, very sweet, except when it's not, because then it becomes kind of annoying, because I can't go anywhere without either an animal or a child following me.
It be like that sometimes.
It does. It
and sometimes like that it be.
I'm going to look up Shih Tzus, because you said that.
It would make sense that she would be able to, like, if she translate or transmit herself through data, she could, like, go through the internet. So, like, a video game wouldn't be that far off as, like, there's a video game world, like, that you could be trapped in or something infected with or think you're in to, like, like, mess with you. So, like, like, it makes sense in a way. Like, that premise kind of makes sense. But then when you're in that world shooting and killing things, you're fighting, like, gorilla-based monsters. And, like, they decide to... It's not that cute. They decide to use, like, these sound effects you'd expect from a Nickelodeon show. Everyone kept calling it the Rugrats splat effect. Like, it was like a smashed tomato, like, but that was, like, the main sound effect for, like, the confirmed things in the game. And, like, this is an M-rated horror game that's supposed to invoke fear through the Ring being, like, the scary thing. And they chose that, and it even came out before the U.S. Ring movie came out in the U.S. And it doesn't resemble anything anyone would recognize from the Ring movie. So imagine if you bought this game, you played it, and you're like, oh shit, I like this. I can't wait to see the Ring movie when it comes out. And then you get there, you're like, where are all the gorilla monsters? Where's that splat effect? Why is it like this? Maybe someone out there in the world is disappointed that the movies are not like Terror's Realm.
That could be a thing.
There's the main character has this expressionless, like, Jack Nicholson era Joker smile. Now that's cute. That's a shib. And like, it's just like always like I forgot her name. I thought it was Beth. Someone told me today it was Meg. I forgot. But that's that game. What was I talking about? Oh, I also played Blue Stinger, which is set on Dinosaur Island. There are no dinosaurs in the game. I was very sad. Someone's like, there's one dinosaur. It's not. It's an alien. It's not a dinosaur. And then I played...
At least it wasn't a...
Oh, go ahead.
A pterodactyl?
Yeah, pterodactyls are not dinosaurs. They're flying reptiles.
I was gonna say,
bullshit.
I was gonna say you're real hardcore about pterodactyls now.
They're not. Dinosaurs. So like you go through the only time it's okay is the original Power Rangers Megazord because only like 2 of those things are dinosaurs, but they're like prehistoric beasts if you call them that. But if you call them all dinosaurs, like you wouldn't call a saber-toothed tiger a dinosaur, would you? Then why is a pterodactyl one?
A pterodactyl?
I'm tired. I've been sick. Shut up. Then I played Illbleed, which is trash. And I played Kyoryu.
What's that even about?
Illbleed is it starts out with this girl giving like a speech at her like high school about how her parents own this like caravan of horrors, and basically explained how her father abused her by like making her go through all these like horrible like sideshow things to test them out, but like laugh the whole time. Like, this is a sign of abuse, child. You're talking about how your father abused you by making you go through all like a haunted house as a kid to scare the shit out of you. And like stuff like that. And then her friends get like spirited off to like, I don't know, they go off to this carnival called Illbleed, and she goes there to find them. She has to go through these stupid fucking mini game things that take like an hour and a half each, and there's 5 of them. I didn't finish the first one because it was bad. But her friends are like Discount Brock from Pokemon, this like purple hair anime figure, and then like the dude from Star Ocean: The Last Hope, Edge Maverick, and those are her 3 friends, but like dollar store versions of them. And then they go off, you have to find them, and then none of the game is fun. It's just mean. I actually opened up my Dreamcast and chucked the disc on stream, and someone's like, "Are you okay? What happened to the game?" I'm like, "I just chucked the disc. Do I seem okay?" No. I'm mad.
Yikes.
And then I played Carrier today, which is kind of a mediocre RE clone, and I'm happy to have that after playing Illbleed.
Speaking of RE clones, I am very excited about RE3, and I am almost like scared to admit that.
You can be excited for it.
I still think I need to go back and play the original RE2.
I think
because I know that everybody who listens to this podcast is going to like just hate me for this, but I did not mind playing RE2, the remake of it.
Oh, I'm the only one with this
But
opinion.
that was...
No one else
okay.
in my chats ever agrees with me. They like to antagonize me and get me to complain about it.
And I can see why you feel the way you do, because what you're saying about it is right. But like for someone like me who has no interest in speedrunning the game and just like plays it for shits and giggles, it's very entertaining.
I mean, I'd be more excited with RE3 Remake if it was more, I don't know. Like, if you're going to go out of your way to change how the whole game is, like, they start out with the trailer in first person, I'm like, fuck yeah, this looks cool.
Yeah, that...
And then they faked it out. But I'm like, I understand because it's a remake and people want to see the new character model, but that would have been so much fucking cooler if it was in first person. That would have been so much better because RE7 was the best RE game they've made in a decade.
Mm-hmm.
Says Ken, the person who never finished it.
I was gonna say, did you finish it?
No, I still never got past the dinner scene.
That's the beginning of the game. Didn't it take you like 2 hours to get to the first house?
Yeah. Because I was scared and I did it in VR, so, you know.
I finished it in VR.
We've talked about this. I can see... I finished RE7. I finished it 3 times now. It was less scary on replays, but the first time I played it scared me.
Oh, it definitely is like legitimately scary the first time through. I think even like on Madhouse the first time through, even after subsequent replays, I think it like kicks that feeling back in because you will die quicker and like the enemies are arranged in like certain doors you have to spend. If you want to get the Scorpion key in Madhouse, you have to buy it. You don't just get
Oh,
it. So
oh,
like
that
that
doesn't
one
sound
door
fun.
is always locked, and you can't get the shotgun upstairs yet either. You have to decide if it's
Oh.
worth your coins or if you want to buy the defense coins and stuff.
That doesn't sound fun.
Like there's enough coins you can find it to get all the stuff, but like at that time, is it worth your time yet? Do you want that double barrel shotgun to fight Margaret or Marguerite, or do you want to like chance it with the flamer?
I keep telling Odin I just want him to get to that part. I don't care if he finishes the game. I just want him to get to that part.
Oh, to Marguerite.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like
Because I just want to hear his commentary about it.
I haven't played that game in a while. I actually really like RE7. I know I like played it a lot like a year and a half ago, but I still think it's one of the best horror games to come out in years.
I mean, it's scary, so give it that.
Ken, you gotta finish it. If next time you come in town, I'm gonna make you sit down and finish it. I'll even hold. Well, I can't hold your hand because you need it both for the controller, but I will be there for support. But then I'll walk away
If you
without
don't
you
play
knowing.
it, if you don't play it in VR, it's a lot better. I cannot imagine playing that in VR. I think I would like get sick and probably have nightmares for a month.
It didn't make me too motion sick. I did it in 2 parts. I think I did it like 2.5 hours each because it's about 5 hours to get through on normal like that. But it didn't bother me too much, but I also stopped before it could maybe.
See, I don't get motion sick. I think just like being that close to it would make me sick.
I get
Like the visceral stuff that's in it. I think that would make me sick. I don't get motion sickness.
some things in games trigger my motion sickness, the main one being blurry screens. I can't play Soma, and it was a struggle for many reasons to get through Haunting Ground, because when you're panicked in that game, the whole screen's blurry and does that thing where it like snapshots of like where you were and then it like fade into like where you are now.
The sanity meter.
Yeah. But like you're running like uncontrollably during that time, and it does the snapshot thing while blurring the screen.
Yeah, Soma would be. Yeah.
Soma's also fucking boring.
I liked Soma, but I also really liked the story-driven games. Like, I got pulled into that on, like, a philosophical level, so...
I never got to the story in that game. I don't know when it has supposed to happen.
It's an interesting one. It happens in the later half. There's, like, little snippets that are drops, but then it happens in the later half of the game, so... It wasn't a great game, like, but I'm glad I played through it, so...
Oh, so... I found this out the other day, kind of switching gears here. Mm-hmm. And, Lou, I think you would really like this one channel. It's a visual YouTuber channel, or he uses like a digital avatar for his namesake.
I just use a face rig for it.
And it's... Yeah. And it's called the GLaDOS channel. I'll send you a link for it. But what's really interesting about his thing is... It's a digital representation of a velociraptor.
Oh.
Send me this, please.
And he reacts to like a bunch of like Nintendo news and stuff like that. So like he did one for the Bailiff stuff or Byleth stuff, and it was just very, very interesting to say the least.
Is this a Japanese YouTuber? Oh yeah, it is.
Yeah, he's a Japanese YouTuber.
Sumaburo. What? No, Sumabura. Oh, it'd be brothers, not brozos. That makes sense. Oh yeah, everyone thought it was gonna be Dante, and it was not. Oh, so many people were.
Yeah,
everyone was mad that day. Everyone was mad.
I was laughing. I was reveling in that salt so much, and everyone's like mad. I was like, "What the hell are you guys mad for? This guy is known to love Fire Emblem." So it was a matter of time that one of the people from Three Houses was going to show up. It was just going to be a matter of when. People are just mad because, they should have made it for the first DLC character, not the 5th one where everyone was so hyped about what's going to happen next, kind of thing. But
my opinion on that is
really mad
that a first-party Nintendo IP should not be part of the Fighter's Pass. They show us in a row third-party characters, and they're like, oh, here's fucking Byleth from the newest Fire Emblem game, because we didn't already have like 10 blue-haired, sword-wielding lords from Fire Emblem already, who are all clones of each other. Okay, so there's Marth, whose original clone was Roy, which they pretend are 2 different characters now. And then Roy's clone is Chrom, and then Marth's clone is Lucina. So Crom is a clone of Roy, who's a clone of Marth, who has another clone named Lucina, and that's just those three. And then Ike is his own, but he's kind of still Fire Emblem like Sword Wieldler clone. Like him and Ganondorf are basically the same thing now. Who Ganondorf was a clone of Captain Falcon, who's now not one anymore, but was for a long time. I just feel like it should not have been any Nintendo IPs for that after they had already established that they were going to be out of left field. No one expected third-party characters. They had set it up for that. We got Terry, we got Banjo, we got Joker, we got Hero, and then we get Byleth, who is not even a classic character or beloved because no one cares about the self-insert characters. I would have rather had the Tactician from the first Game Boy one that we got, who doesn't even have a face or a character portrait. But no. Oh, well, they can use the other person's weapons. I don't care. Who cares? Make that character separate like Piranha Play and just let us buy that one separate.
Maybe they wanted like a familiar face or familiar-esque.
It's from 3 months ago.
I mean, that's what I mean. It's timely. It's recent, so maybe they were trying to capitalize on that because I think Fire Emblem has done fairly well in sales-wise.
Yeah. If it was Edelgard, I think I would have been okay with it because she's different. If it would have been Celica, fine. She would have been a bit more different because she would have probably played more like Robin or something. But no, they picked the self-insert main character with blue hair that wields a falchion.
I mean, I know zero about the game, so I can't really comment, but, you know.
Like, I don't completely care because, honestly, at this point, I'm so burned out on Smash. Because, like, one, the fan base is awful. And two, I couldn't play it because the online's trash. Maybe it's not anymore, but it was for, like, the first 6 months, which was the best time for me to play it.
The netcode is still god-awful.
I just found my Smash cartridge after it was missing for like 4 months, so I'm just trying to get used to it again.
Like, it's fun, but it's one of those games that people take super seriously, and I only play with friends.
Yeah, I think I can only play with friends too because I'm terrible at it. So one, I don't want to go against people who are. I mean, competitive Smash players are impressive to me because all I can do is like button mash and hope that sticks. But I don't want somebody who's like legitimately good playing against me, making me feel awful about myself because I feel bad enough as is.
It's depressing for my side because I deal with a lot of the more competitive Hawaii players are all my friends. So when I asked to play with them, they're like, okay, I'm going to go all out. And I don't even get a real chance. Or they just jokingly say, oh, yeah, no worries. I wasn't going really hard on you. I'm like, that makes me feel worse.
Right. Gotta love those backhanded, like, things.
Yeah.
This is also why I stopped playing Hyrule Warriors.
I tried to go back and replay that about a month and a half ago. It's still Hyrule Warriors, but it doesn't look as good as I remember it looking.
It was fun. I actually enjoyed playing that when I played through, but like when I started to do the extra stuff, I realized how much I didn't know, and someone in my chat like brought up how much I didn't know and kind of made fun of me for it, and I was kind of like, all right, we're done.
It's the best. I think it's the best Warriors one, but I also don't like the other things. I don't like the other IPs they base stuff on, but I mean, it doesn't mean they're bad. It's just kind of like you pick one in the IP you like from like the things they make, and they're all usually about the same quality.
Yeah, they're usually the same quality, but it's just they take something different. I liked what they did with Gundam. I liked what they did with the One Piece one. I do like what they did with the Fire Emblem one, where they implemented the triangle. I also do like. I haven't really played the Hyrule Warriors one. That's the next one on my list where I'm gonna kind of go into it. Mostly because I do like the Warrior system and the Muso system that Omega Force and all that lovely Koei Tecmo does. It's probably one of my favorite type of games that I like to go into.
I bought
mostly because I like to mash square too.
I mean, they're good stress reliever ones.
Yeah, that's true.
I bought Fire Emblem Muso when it came out. I bought it when I was in Japan. Like, I had to play through it in old Japanese, so I was just like kind of confused a lot of the time. But the story didn't make any sense. Like, in 1 minute, the king of the Nord and then the lobster
Yeah.
guy were like best buds. And then the next one they were fighting over corn for no reason.
Yeah.
And then the next story, they're friends again. And then for some reason,
Yeah,
Marth shows up, and that's not really.
I don't know why. The story mode is kind of wonky. That's why I'm kind of just like, supposedly everyone keeps on saying the Hyrule Warriors one story was really, really good. So I'm like, we'll see.
It was
I just like the different mechanics that they use.
story-wise, it was unique. I mean, I'll give it that. I enjoyed the story.
The Hyrule Warriors game was almost going to be considered a canon Zelda game until Nintendo like last minute's just like no. So like it's probably why it has more polish and feels better because it was almost considered a canon Zelda game.
Nintendo nixed it being a canon game.
I think they like
Yeah,
the idea of it, but then since I guess they don't completely own the character and like the characters and rights that were made for the game, they like backed off because what if it tanked? What if it, muddied the timeline too much? Their own timeline that they should not have made.
The timeline.
They get all mad about people with the timeline. It's like you're the ones that made the big deal about it, so everyone latched onto it.
I never knew Nintendo got mad about the timeline. I know that other people get like real hardcore about the timeline, and I kind of am amused by it at times. Like I really like watching people get into discussions about it, and then if they start to turn hostile, it's the only time I ever watch hostile conversations. I'm kind of like, ooh, like give me some popcorn, because the timeline is bullshit.
It's Nintendo's fault.
I was gonna say, isn't the Musou game supposedly like the one that ties it all in together before Breath of the Wild?
Because in theory,
it feels like it could have gone that way, but then I think if anything, maybe it was based on an older version of Breath of the Wild because that thing was in development hell for like 10 years.
Yeah.
So it could have
Breath
been.
of the Wild was?
It took. Remember how many times it changed what it was supposed to be? Like it changed so much. Like it was supposed to come out. It was delayed for like 3 years. Like it had release dates for 3 years. Like it's coming this year. No, next year. Actually, not next year. Then they delayed it till the Switch
I knew
launched.
it was delayed a couple times, but I didn't know if it was in development for that long because they did Skyward Sword in between there.
They didn't know what to do with it. Like, and also before, like the second screen for the Wii U was going to have like all that inventory that they had from like
Right.
Wind Waker HD and stuff, and they scrapped that, so there'd be parity between. There's not parity between the Wii U and the Switch versions. Let's be real here. The Wii U version is technically inferior in all ways.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I think, where was I going with this thought process? I think another way too why they made it non-canon was just so they could pull characters from like different points in time from the story and not explain when it happened. Because like Talkboat has his human form in the DLC, and he's with Tetra, who at that point should have not been Tetra at that time, because we already found out about the human form of Talkboat. And then Link was there, like young Link or Toon Link was there, and he didn't have the Master Sword, but he did. So it was like, I think it was just to like gloss over all of that. But like they came from this world.
Well, and there's issues with that because I've had several discussions with people about how there were characters in Hyrule Warriors, like they left out. They made a huge deal of including all of the Ocarina of Time like staple characters, but they left out Noboru, and they pulled in Girahim and Fi from Skyward Sword, but they left out Groose. And
I would have loved Groose to be in that.
I feel like Groose was a huge oversight in that because that would have been fantastic.
He at least was in the game because like the Groosinator was a weapon in that one stage.
That also makes it bad because the Groosinator was in the game and Groose isn't there. So
I wonder what that's called in Japanese. I've never looked that up.
Groosinator?
I'm gonna look that up. What was the Groosinator called in Japanese? Because there's no way it was called the Groosinator. The Groosinator. Something
I did do while I've been on hiatus is after somebody posted, like, if you could do an impromptu TED Talk, what would you do it on? And I jokingly said I could write a thesis on why Skyward Sword is a good game and it deserves more respect. And somebody on Twitter was like, all right, I'll bite. And so I actually recorded an 18-minute, like, quote-unquote TED Talk of just me talking about Skyward Sword.
Can you send that to Timber? Because he needs to finally play that game.
I'm actually going to put it on YouTube when I get myself together, because I videotaped myself doing it, so I need to just put it on YouTube.
Crazy woman explains why child's game is worth your time.
That's what I'm going to call it, too.
All right, so I looked up Groosinator. So I'm going to say right now, the English name is better than any other language's name. All the, like, French, Italian, and Spanish all have forms of mega and catapult together. like the French name is like mega tapuite. Mega tapuite, which is like mega catapult. Same thing with like Italian and Spanish. The Japanese version is pretty bad too. Called Powerful Pitcher Machine.
Why did they take out Grease's name? It's not like it's a name, it translates.
Because like something innater is such like an English like Englishism.
That is such an American phrasing for things, yeah.
Like apparently there's a TV show called like Phineas and Ferb where like the main antagonist calls everything the something innater.
Hang on a second, back up. You don't know Phineas and Ferb?
I know of it, but when it came out, I was like 18, I think.
Yeah, you would have been absolutely too old to seriously watch it, but...
Like, I know of it, but I didn't watch it because I was an adult. Shut up. I know I watched Kamen Rider. That's language study.
I wasn't going to go there. You went there.
It's
I
language
wasn't going
study.
to go there.
But, like, I don't know it. So, like, someone kept posting memes of it, and I'm like, I don't get this. This is a cultural disconnect with the Zoomers. What does this mean? But, like...
I never watched it, but I've seen enough of it to know what's going on.
Well, you have, like, 15 kids. Of course you have.
The amount of children I have just multiplies.
It's always 15 when I say it. It's always 15.
I'm taking in strays now.
Well, you have like 2 cats, so those count for at least 2 kids each. They're like 2 teenagers who like you don't want any attention until they do.
Actually, both the cats love attention. Like they follow me around almost as bad as the dog does. Especially the white cat. We named him appropriately. His name is Sammy, but I jokingly said he was Samwise Gamgee from Lord of the Rings, who follows Frodo around. And that cat follows me around like he is Samwise Gamgee.
What is the other cat's name again?
Tormund.
No, what the whole name?
From Game of Thrones.
The whole name.
Tormund Kittiesbane.
There we go.
I am nothing if I am not immersed in a little bit of my nerdery.
I think I told my girlfriend that, and she just laughed.
Good.
Oh god, she's speaking of Game of Thrones. She's making that using that Game of Thrones cookbook on Sunday to make the bean and bacon soup again.
Oh, tell me how it turns out because I really want that book.
Oh, wow.
She adds vegetables to it because there's nothing like that in there, and also because her dad likes to make a lot of like Southern style thing. Her dad makes these really good chicken and dumplings, but the taste is salt, and there are no vegetables. It is a very beige food.
How is there no vegetables in chicken and dumplings? Chicken and dumplings is essentially chicken pot pie, but with no crust.
Because
like, outside of a crust.
A lot of country Southern food doesn't have it in there because it was meant to be high calorie stuff you'd like, go out and work the whole day with. Like you'd eat that and that would be your whole, meal for a while. So, and like you just want a lot of calories and stuff like that. And you don't want a lot of time to, have to
high
evacuate.
Carbs, high fat.
Yeah. So like that's what it is. High carbs, high fat. And there's no vegetables in it. So like I'm just like, can you get the recipe from your dad and we can like make it healthy with the carrots and beans
Celery.
and colors.
And colors.
We can add some
like beige colored cream and some dumplings.
She took it to work and she has a coworker or like it's another resident and I'm trying to remember where they're from. I think they're from Turkey, or like their family's from there. So like whenever she brings food in, it's like always significantly like nicer looking, or like like it's a lot more like more spicy stuff like that, just better food. And like she looks at my girlfriend's like thing that day. She's just like, your lunch is very beige. It's the most beige thing I've ever seen in my life. And she's like, yeah, my dad's from the South.
Oh, that's funny.
Like it's good, but there's not even celery in it. Like you know how you do with like chicken noodle soup and start with celery? There's not even celery in it.
Celery, carrots, onions, and garlic is like a staple in
It's
nearly
chicken
every soup.
and dumplings. It's in the name. To expect anything else is stupid. And that's what you get. You get chickens and you get dumplings. No carrots. No fiber.
Are they like, are her parents like my mom is, where she actively like refuses to eat healthier?
No, her mom, like, her dad will make that, and her mom's like, I'm gonna have a salmon salad, and, like, has, like, salad with salmon on top of it, and then we're just, like, eating the beige food. Or, like, he'll make steaks, so we get these, like, thick-ass, like, ribeyes, and her mom's having, like, a small piece of chicken and vegetables. I'm like, why can't we have that? And I found out that they only make steaks and stuff when I'm there because they want to, like, be nice. I'm like, I need not red meat. I don't eat much red meat. Unless I'm here.
Do you actively avoid it, or do you just not eat much of it?
I don't have a lot of taste for it. Sometimes I'm like, I want a beef. I'm going to go eat that cow. And then other days I'm like, I could have tofu. I like tofu. God,
I need to try tofu.
I want to go, Ken, let's go back to that shitty izakaya in my town that I take you to every time you're there.
Oh, yes.
I love that place where I just like, I want a beer. And they're like, sure. And they're like, you teach my kid. I'm like, yep. I teach everyone's kids. I mean, it's just like getting tofu there. Just like, it's like raw, like just tofu. It's like a little firm. They just like put like shredded ginger and like green onions on top. And you just put like a little bit of ponzu on it, and you just eat it like that. It's so good. Maybe a little bit of
that sounds good,
like
right about
daikon
now.
like shredded on there too. I hate living in the United States.
I need to try and eat tofu.
I can give you recipes.
I have a Shinenkai on Monday, and I know for a fact we're going to izakaya, so now I'm like, maybe I should have some tofu.
And I can even go visit you and go to an izakaya. I didn't even think about that. I also want izakaya fries.
Oh.
I don't know what it is. Maybe it's because they fry it in the same oil as like all the other
All the all the other stuff.
But izakaya fries are so good. You're like, wow, this tastes like karaage. It sure does. It's good.
It sure does.
And then you get the seaweed salt and put that on top. Yeah, it's perfect.
Oh my god. Mm-mm.
See, this is why I can't be in charge of the podcast, because I go off on random tangents and I need someone to like reel me in, because this will just be like, you guys are only here to keep me from talking straight for 2 hours.
I was actually just reading over the questions.
Oh, I forgot we had questions.
Yeah, I was gonna talk about something that just got announced yesterday.
Go for it. I'll shut up.
But this is a talk between me and you, so. And basically, they did the promo for Mashin Sentai Kira Manger.
Oh, I saw.
Did you watch
I
that?
haven't seen it yet. Someone posted it in my Discord, and I haven't seen it yet. What is that?
So I'll bite. I'm gonna watch it.
What is the portmanteau in that one?
Portmanteau.
Because it's Kira Manger. What is that?
It's like Kira, like sparkling.
Looks like the mecha is like translucent plastic all over it.
Yeah, because it's like gems. They're doing gemstones this time around.
And it's also
as the gimmick.
And it's also cars.
Yeah, gemstones and cars. Yeah, that's how they're gonna do it.
So it's gonna be like, I mean, the car seasons tend to always be funny parody seasons. So I'm assuming it's that. Just looking at the suits, this looks like they're making fun of like the last few seasons, because it's sparkly like Kira, like Q Ranger. It's got like, it looks like knockoff versions of the Ninja suits. Even the Changer does.
And even their sash is like the Tokyuger.
Yeah.
So
also,
it's very, very interesting.
Look at the blue guy's helmet. That looks like Deca Blues. I think Deca Blue. I think that looks like his helmet.
Yeah, the design wise, it's very interesting. I was taking a closer look at that. What's interesting is that the characters that they decide to do this time is, so the red is basically Gokai Silver if he was a red, and in high school now. So basically he's Forze.
Okay.
Who's really artistic and draws very well. Apparently they all have like a special skill and that relies on their gem or whatever. And the Yellow Ranger is a pro gamer who streams, because that's what all the kids want now.
You know how many students are like, I want to be a YouTuber when I grow up? It's like, that job's not going to exist when you grow up, probably.
It's going to be oversaturation of the market, please.
It already is.
Yeah. The Green Ranger is just an athlete. I can watch her run all day.
It's a female green this time, which is interesting because they started doing that in Q Ranger, and like that's usually been like a boy color.
Male. Yeah, male color.
But they're starting to branch out. Like, I don't know if we'll ever see a pink male lead or a red female lead again. Well, we might see
Yeah.
a female red again. I think that's more likely, but it would be like a secondary red, like before.
Like what the different character.
Yeah, this looks so weird because it's cars, but they also have like magic.
Yeah, it's like magic and translucence. It's like it's gonna be an interesting season. I'll bite and I'll go watch it because I didn't write Ryu Soldier or whatever the hell it was, and I'm just like
New Soldier, I feel like graded a lot on people because there's just like no progress episodes the whole season. Like it was literally a holding pattern season because it's dinosaurs again. So it's like I think it was just there to make money. Dinosaur season with Lego, like or Lego style robots, definitely was just in there to be a throwaway.
Sorry, Fangirl. We're talking about
No, I'm
Power
listening.
Rangers, basically.
I kind of gathered that. I never got into Power Rangers.
Yeah,
Kinda
it's a bit before your
skipped me.
time or after your time.
No,
rather.
it was the first gen came out when I was fairly young still.
How old were you when the first one came out?
I honestly don't
1993?
remember. 1993?
Yeah.
11?
All right, so she was 11 in 1993, and that was let's see, that was 27 years ago.
But yeah, there's also a couple other voice actors that I really
I was
like
gonna
for
say,
the project.
No one cares about this. Literally, no one cares.
So Sugita Tomokazu is going to be one of the main, like the Zordon for this season. Also, Inori Minase is also going to be a part of this. They're fairly high prevalent seiyus that I really do watch. Sugita has been in a lot of series. He's Kyon from Suzumiya Haruhi and what was it? I'm forgetting the character's name in Persona 5. The Peener. But
Yosuke?
I think that's it. Hold
I
on.
don't know. Persona 5 is so forgettable. I can't remember.
Yeah, Yusuke. There we go. Yeah. Oh, well, it looks pretty good regardless, and it's gonna lead up to the 45th year. It's the 44th series. I wonder what they're gonna do at 45 now.
Is it the 45th year? Because I remember that they just made
Next year is gonna be.
because I think there was a year. Did they take off or something in between?
No, they haven't taken off a year. They delayed the series now because the new series starts in March. And that was because they did that 1 month break of that miniseries that they did.
Are they doing that again?
No, they're just going to continue on with as a March
Oh,
series.
now I remember. They would have gotten to the 45th year with a 44th team, but they made Lupin Ranger and Pato Ranger. They made them separate teams entirely, and they made one like 43 and one 44 or something like that.
Oh, God.
That way they could have 45 at 45. Even though they should technically be one big team.
Yeah.
Yep. Anyway.
Anyways, let's continue on to the lovely questions that are in Kyo's Discord here. So if you want to join that, where can we join that?
What, my Discord?
Yeah, your Discord.
Go in my chat and type
Can follow
exclamation point Discord. Like I don't have like a custom URL because I need more boosts for that, which is stupid. But whatever. They want me to have people spend like $10 a month and then boost my server continuously so I can get a URL. And if it drops below that, you lose that URL.
Yep. It's
Imagine
wrong.
trying to imagine trying to convince a lot of people to spend $10 a month to boost your server, or you just spend a lot of money to get that.
Continually. It's not like one-time thing.
Yep, it has to be ongoing.
Yeah. No, thank you.
Let me.
I was going to say, I think the last question was the speedrunning ruin hard games one.
Yeah, we did answer that one.
Okay.
Let's.
That's an
see.
interesting question.
I said yes. Because once you remove the element of the game that makes it special, it ruins it.
I kind of tend to agree with that. I have mad respect for speedrunners. I do. That takes time. That takes talent. It takes a lot of effort to learn those maps and the routes and the tricks and the glitches and everything. It takes a lot of time. but I think it loses something. I mean,
One-
unless that's what you're watching a game for, is to see somebody break it and to see somebody do that. If that's what you're watching for, it doesn't ruin it for them. But for someone like me, it definitely ruins it.
If horror games actually broke the game more instead of just playing the game quickly, that'd be interesting. But most of them just play the game quickly. The only Silent Hill game I can think of that has tech that changes things a lot is Homecoming, where you skip entire areas. The other ones just like have things you skip cutscenes from playing out to get past them. Like it's not that interesting. There's one genre I think really benefits from speedrunning, which I think is JRPGs, because it's min-maxing to it. It's so much calculation. If you're into like the nitty-gritty of min-maxing your characters, making sure you have just enough to get through, I think that's a genre which like excels in it, because you can see an entire like 40 to 80 hour RPG in like 10 hours or less. Like watching.
I also think that takes a lot of talent too.
Yeah, imagine just trying to like think of all that and how to menu properly here. I think that's actually the most interesting one, because you still are relying on RNG to like, get good battles, or get like in Final Fantasy VIII's case, like to get good card games, like the side thing that you need to get all the cards for 100%, or even just like, I think you need them for like any percent as well. But like it's learning like the inner mechanics of a game to a perfect point.
And those are the kinds of speedruns I like to watch, is where it takes time and talent and effort and everything. But yeah, playing a game fast it loses something for me, personally. Not that anybody cared about my opinion on the question. I just thought it was an interesting question.
Yeah, who would care about your opinion? That's why we had you on the cast. You just need to be here to like make my opinion sound better.
Just here to I'm discount Timber.
I mean, even Timber's discount Timber, let's be honest here. He's not going to listen to this. He already says he doesn't.
Yes.
All right, well, we have some more questions that are maybe real. From Haller, or DB the God, as he goes by. Do trees dab? It depends on where you consider their head, and if their branches are actually arms or if they're legs. So it's up to the tree.
I don't see that question. All I see are the ones that are after Tuesday. I have to go back up for that question.
It's at like 109 2020.
I mean, you can form the branches to probably make it to do a dab, but, the payoff will take too long, and at that point, I think I would give up.
Do you have an answer for that one, Fangirl?
Do trees dab?
Yeah.
Well, did you know that you can actually tie trees a certain way to make them grow, the branches grow certain ways?
Yeah. So you guess you could grow one to dab.
You could make it, if you were so inclined and had, a good 10, 15 years to waste on making a tree dab, then absolutely it could happen.
Yes, I knew the tree to dab. I grew it as a sapling.
Yes. This is the tree I have tea under. This is my inspiration.
Dabbling,
tea.
yes.
The dabbling. God.
Burb asks, if you had to choose between adopting a hedgehog and adopting an Asian arowana, which would you adopt and why? I would pick...
Both are illegal here, but if I were to get one, the Asian arowana.
Why?
I like fish.
How about you, Fangirl?
I would choose a hedgehog.
Because you gotta go fast.
Because I gotta go fast. And they're cute. The fish is pretty, but the hedgehogs are cute.
I would pick a hedgehog.
I mean, if I had a hedgehog, I think I'd be instantly popular with my boss because he really likes hedgehogs.
I don't want to let my younger children know that hedgehogs are a pet that you can have because they're currently obsessed with Sonic the Hedgehog.
I cannot wait for your son or daughter, whichever one is obsessed with it, to bring up their OC of them as a Sonic the Hedgehog character one day.
Oh, I looked it up for the daughter is preteen, and I looked it up for her, and she did like the most dramatic eye roll I've ever seen.
But wait until they like draw their own. What if she sees that and she's like, I can do a better one, that comes back with one?
I don't think she'd waste her time on it.
I would pick a hedgehog because they're cute, even though they're gross.
Why are they gross?
Oh, they just like shit everywhere. And you
I was
feed
going to
them
say
bugs.
because they're a small rodent animal.
Yeah. I mean, I've had hamsters before. I'd like a spiny hamster.
Imagine if it was like a hedgehog the size of a dog.
Oh god, that'd be scary.
That
Like
would
a
be
porcupine.
scary, but it would also be awesome.
Black Shotgun asks, would Kyo adopt me? No.
Sure.
I would adopt you, Shotgun.
They asked specifically for me, but I say no. Because I wouldn't adopt anyone.
Well, since you rejected him, I think, wanted to let him know that there were other options.
Haller asks, why do birds fly?
Because our Lord, the flying spaghetti monster, wills it so.
I say it's
Because they
because magnets, as says ICP, in their song, Miracles.
Oh my god.
But how do they work?
How the fuck they work?
Oh my god. Wow. It's been a while since I heard an ICP reference.
Gom asks, does a straw have one hole or two holes?
2.
I'm going to say 2.
I say it has one hole and two ends.
That's fair.
And then there are some fever dream questions that ask if I have one or two holes too. We're
One
gonna,
hole
yeah,
or
we're gonna
two.
skip past those. They were
Why?
apologized for later. They said they were up for 24 hours straight. Why did they ask that question? And then someone kept going with it, and they almost got kicked out for that bullshit. Let's see. Pasta Demon asks, what is the most epic mashup of the century? And I think it is the Ring Terror's Realm main floor theme mixed with the one from Blue Stinger. Because both songs are awful separately, so together they are a powerhouse. You will have to look
Okay.
at those up in your
Spinning
own.
off of that, Sadako versus Kayako.
Which one's Kayako from? Is that from The Grudge? Or from Ju-on?
That's the grudge. Yeah.
I don't have any idea. I can't think of a mashup. The only mashup, I don't even think it's a mashup, but a couple months ago I heard a violin version of Return of the Mac, but I don't think that counts as a mashup.
I don't know what that is.
The song Return of the Mac?
I don't know what that is.
Oh, wow. Okay.
What year of the 80s is it from?
It is not from the 80s.
What year
It
of
is
the
from
90s is it from?
It is the late 90s. I don't even know what year in the 90s it was released. I was in middle school. 1996.
Speaking of the 90s, Tofu asks, why will the 1993 Chicago Bulls go down as the best professional basketball lineup of all time? And I will say, because Michael Jordan's in it, question mark?
I don't know sports.
Ken, this is literally your one area of expertise.
Yeah, this is my one area of expertise, but I suck at basketball. But if my recollection and the internet serves me well, this was the first time that they won back-to-back for the NBA championships and started to do the three-peat in 94 the following year. But
Yeah.
yeah, they were pretty good.
Black Shotgun asks, does Kyo love us? Maybe.
Well, do you?
You seem very reluctant to answer this question.
I don't like people to question my love. Let's see. More questions about the holes. Black Shotgun asks again, would I do drag? I did answer it in here, but no, I'm just not interested in it. It's not for me.
I did.
You did. Didn't, was it the purple crayon one?
Did you do real drag or did you just dress up?
I dressed up. I didn't do real drag.
Because real drag is an art form.
Yeah. See,
Yeah, because I have a Sailor Moon outfit that I keep for purposes, and I wore it one Halloween. That photo will never ever ever go out in public ever again. But I do have one. I even have the heels too. Nice red heels.
I like watching drag makeup videos, and then I get sad because these people are so much better at makeup than I will ever be.
to be fair, it is their job.
I know it's their job,
Yeah,
but
it is.
still, there should be some girl gene that I possess because I am a female that enables me to do some of the things, and I can't. Like, I saw somebody recently put on eyeliner and they were like, I just did it for the first time. And I'm like, I can't, like, I would stab my eye.
I like that 90s makeup tutorial.
Oh, I love that.
Don't worry
I
about
should
eyebrows.
try that. I should try that. Don't worry.
Not
Don't worry
important.
about blending your foundation in either.
You want sharp lines.
Harsh lines. And that thick.
Supposed to make them not noticeable.
I know what she's talking about too when she says that, like, thick, gross foundation. That was really popular. Definitely had some of that.
Just anything. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Anything's fine. Black Shotgun again asked, what are Kyo's goals for streaming this year that can apply to you guys, or just like your goals for your personal thing that you're working on? Obviously mine, I would like to hit partner this year if possible. But I'm a bad luck vampire. So
Same. I would love to see that happen.
Mm-hmm.
And
if you hit partner, I will start streaming again.
yay, there we go. That's incentive. And then Bird follows up, what will I do when I hit partner? And I said, I've told people, and no one likes this joke, I will shave my beard because it promotes new growth. It's a metaphor and symbolic. And no one likes that joke.
Oh, you found one person who likes it. That's
Every time I've done it like 2 or 3 times on stream, and like one guy's just like, it's not funny. Stop it. I'm like, it's really funny though.
It is funny.
It's very Asian. It's very Asian of you.
It's very
It's
deadpan humor. I like it.
How about you guys? What are your goals for your own personal things? Like pick your personal thing that you would want to like grow in this year. It could be streaming, other things like Ken has his music thing or whatever it is, the thing he tried to announce this podcast as.
Ken, what? You go
Yes.
first.
So for the podcast as a whole, to at least have some semblance of an audience, because we're just streaming into the nethers at this point, and for the website to hit 1,000 overall via Squarespace's analytics. So clicks, popular views, unique views, and all that stuff. I would like to at least reach 1,000. I kept 1,000 clicks in 1 month for over a month, but that was like when everything was firing on all cylinders. But it's hard when you only have 3 writers and 1 editor, and the editor works at the U.S. Post Office.
Yeah.
So, but besides that, nothing too much. And like I said, if you do make partner kill, I will start streaming again. And the first game I will stream will be the AKB game.
Yes, I can't wait for that. No, it's a
What about
dating
you,
sim with all like what? How many are there?
It's 148 girls.
148 girls dating sim.
What?
We have to see this,
Oh my god.
and he'll be translating it because it's not translated in English.
Yeah, it's all in Japanese.
How about you, Fangirl?
Streaming wise, I finally hit 500 followers, which was a big deal.
That's when you get rated by Peanut Butter Gamer. Or Peanut Butter
Yes, that
Gamer.
was. I still can't. Still can't believe that happened, and that so many of them stuck around. And like, I got several other raids from that, so I'm eternally grateful.
Yay.
I'd like hitting partner is a pipe dream for me. Period. It's just probably not going to happen. I'm not that entertaining.
Well,
I think
I would disagree with that.
well, thank you. I think my niche is the fact that I play a lot of games I haven't played before, and so I react to them. So I'd like to ideally hit 1,000. That would be awesome if I could do that, and then we'll see where we go from that. Aside from that, I have a really lofty goal of getting something published. So
Smut.
no, I mean, if I publish that will be a personal victory for me, but I'm not going to tell a damn soul. Like, I won't tell anyone. There might be one person in the world I would tell, but
Better be me.
no one would know. No one will know. Ever.
That reminds me, I need to ask you for writing inspirational things, because I've been kind of in a rut as of late.
What do you write about?
Well, it's mostly translation journalism.
Oh.
But when I have to do opinion pieces, I just keep running into a wall about certain things that I want to talk about, so to speak.
Like on a blog?
Yeah, because like mostly that's what my site is.
Yeah.
It's a translation journalist site right there. So
See, when I blog, I have a lot of unasked for opinions that tend to be kind of controversial about things.
God, that should be my
So-
Twitch name. Unasked for opinions.
If I ever start a podcast like I want to, I actually have a title for it called Unsolicited, because that's entirely what it is unsolicited opinions. But yeah, ping me sometime and I can try to give you advice. But my goal is to publish a short story of some sort. I know that my long form novel that I'm actually working with a writers group on is not going to be published anytime soon, but I would like to. I recently found out that you can, if you have like a chapter in a long form novel or a book that can stand alone, you can actually submit that to magazines as like a preview or like a one shot of something, and they will pay you for it. I'm being encouraged to enter contests, so that's my goal, is to get something published. I actually have.
That'd be very interesting to read, though.
Yeah, I have about 4,000 words of a high fantasy story, but I have about 5,000 words of a horror story that I'm trying to narrow down. So, we'll see how that goes.
All right, let me see. How many more do we have? A couple more questions. I didn't want to talk over anyone. Just let you finish. Couple more questions. Black Shotgun. Should I skip class to watch Kyo? Of course.
No, go to class.
What class is it?
Go to school. Get that education.
Burb suggested watch during class. That's also okay. Yeah, because I can see Ken read those before. Oh god, now there's like big questions. There are a lot of them from Black Shotgun. He asked a lot of questions. That's
He actually has some good ones. Tofu has a good question too.
Let's see, another one, Black Shotgun. There's a couple in here. What games are you looking for in 2020? Mainly just Animal Crossing.
Same.
I'm looking forward to that. I don't know if it's going to be released in 2020, but I'm looking forward to hearing more about Breath of the Wild 2, and I'm looking forward to Resident Evil 3.
I feel like Breath of the Wild 2 is going to be the end of the year. It has to be. There's no way that one's going to take that long for them to make.
I agree, but since there's not a date on it, I'm not holding out any hope, but I'm definitely looking forward to Resident Evil 3.
It'll probably be fully revealed at E3 and then released in November.
Xenoblade Definitive Edition.
Oh, I keep forgetting about that one, and I'm kind of happy I do, because I want to play that really bad.
I really want to play that too. And everybody, like, when I talk about streaming it, everybody's like, don't stream it because it takes so long. And I'm kind of like, okay. So.
Another question from them. These are just a few in a row. I'll say the new name when we get to a new question. Do you wish they still made more retro-styled horror games? Not really, because it'd be too cynical and, like, by the numbers now. I mean, most of them already were really cynically made. I mean, most of the ones I played that are RE clones are already, like, they're RE clones. They're cynically made already. Like, I don't need... Anytime that someone tries to make one in the vein of old ones, it's either trying too hard for nostalgia bait or like they like you're gonna like this and they make it, and it's just none of them are made with love or like anything. So like the time's passed. I don't need it anymore. I can go back to the old games. There's no end to RE clones or just bad horror games that came out. I can find new ones. I haven't played the Siren games in a while. I don't know if you guys have any feeling on those. Ken doesn't play horror.
I guess I don't know what you mean by retro-styled horror games.
Like classic Resident Evil, I think. Let's go off that.
I think if you
I
have an
see.
engaging story, then make something in that older style, but I don't want to see a clone.
Yeah. When's the FMV going to be made? FMV game is still... We'll get back to that.
Are you making it?
Yeah, me and Timber have to write it.
Yeah.
Are you making an FMV game?
We were joking around the concept of making an FMV game.
I think they're gonna
Please.
write it. I'm gonna record all the audio, and then someone else. Or I'm gonna record all the video, and someone else is gonna do the audio. Is that what we're doing?
Yeah,
But I'm gonna play all the characters. And like do like minimal. I'll use all my different hats for Skosh for characters. I'll be Lucy Lover at some point as well.
Use a wig.
I don't even need a wig for him. I can easily. I just have to get that axe. Well, I'm not doing the voice. It doesn't matter. Will we talk about board games? No.
I mean, we kind of did earlier today.
I hate board games. I have a copy of Settlers of Catan. Apparently that's expensive. Y'all can have it. I don't want it. It's Settlers of Catan. Board
All I can
games.
think
I'll take
about
a
is
ton off
Parks
your
and
hands.
Rec.
It's about piles. I just think of the
piles and
I just
piles.
think of the meme about like explaining ADHD. It's about piles. But board games, it's in the name. Board games. Not interested. Ideal horror game aspects, concepts. That's something I want to talk. I want to talk about like an actual horror podcast. Like do like it's one off before another day. I'm gonna skip that one. And will I caption my podcast? If there's an easy way to do it, I wouldn't mind. If there's an automatic way to do it, because I can't transcribe it. I have no problem with it. It's not that I don't want to be inaccessible for people. I just don't know the easiest way to do it. Because like after you edit it, if I can run it through a machine and it pick out the words perfectly, but like, I mean, I'm already always late with this thing anyway. And if someone wants to do it, I don't mind having it out for like, if people would like to contribute. I can't afford to pay anyone, and I don't know if I have enough time to do it. I know I don't do it. I don't know I don't have a normal job, but like, I need to walk away from my computer most of the day. But yeah, I'm not against it. I just don't know how to do it easily. If someone has any ideas of how to like caption this to make it easier for people to like listen to, because like I'm watching like I keep saying, I watch Star Trek with my girlfriend all the time. I don't take the subtitles off because they help me. Like I'm not hard of hearing or anything, but it really does help my comprehension of what's going on.
No, I do the same.
I do the same for this particular podcast. I put it on CC for here. They follow fairly well. There are certain words that good old Google Sensei does not understand, so it'll make a made up word. I think like it doesn't know your name, it doesn't know Kyo.
Yeah. So it'll always come up weird like that. But I mean, if that's weird, if there's there, like I don't think I have it turned off, but like I'll double check and make sure that auto translations are on, auto captions or whatever.
Yeah.
What game do I want to build? What game do you want, but it costs too much money? I want the collector's edition of Space Channel 5 Part 2 in the Dreamcast with the fuzzy headphones. Last time I checked, it cost $100 when I was in high school. I'm sure it's about $300, and I'm pretty sure those headphones are deteriorating.
The original PC version of Final Fantasy VIII.
Ooh, good luck.
Because it came in like a file-like casing board.
So good luck finding that now.
Yeah, I know, right?
Silent Hill 2 for the PlayStation 2.
Like the original Black Label, or?
Yes. Or the gold, this version of Skyward Sword with the gold remote.
I have that, and I have the matching gold nunchuck.
I know.
And the box it came in.
I know.
And the game with the soundtrack.
If you are ever in a position where you are selling those, I know you won't be, but I feel compelled to point out that you have a buyer if you are ever in a position where you are selling that.
I also have the collector's edition of Twilight Princess HD with a Midna still in the box.
Yeah, I know you do.
Do you want to see all my Zelda amiibos? I have all of them. I even have the Dreamers edition of Link's Awakening.
Realistically, the answer to this question right now for me is Fire Emblem Three Houses is a game that I want that costs too much money.
I also want the original Metal Gears. Metal Gear.
Fangirl, do it.
What? Do what?
Metal Gear.
Metal Gear.
Metal Gear.
Metal Gear. A hind D. What?
Snake asked too many questions.
It's impossible. Fox die?
All right, anyway. A few more questions. Okay, now we're on to a new person. We'll try and get these knocked out pretty quick. From Tofu. What do you... Tofu, the person who sings the current theme song. Why do y'all think we don't get any more wild game packages like OG Steel Battalion, Odama, anything with weird peripherals? They didn't sell, and they're costly.
They didn't sell, and they cost too much money.
How much was the original Steel Battalion? Like $500 for all that shit? It only worked for that game. And I can honestly say Rock Band and Guitar Hero are the full reasons that we don't get peripherals anymore. They went peripheral crazy, and that's why we're not getting any more.
They went overboard with it.
Yep. There were new games every year for Guitar Hero. There were 3 new ones a year.
I remember that.
And there was always a special version of their guitar out.
Ugh. So much money.
Odama's interesting. If you don't know what that is, it is a GameCube game. It's a samurai pinball game, kind of like a feudal era. It's really weird. It's pinball though, and you control it with your voice.
Oh.
I don't know if it's a good game, but it's just a very unique thing to find. But it had like this little microphone that plugged into the memory card slot, and you controlled the characters on screen with that in like a weird pinball, like samurai showdown thing.
Interesting.
Anything from you, Ken, or pretty much that?
Yeah, pretty much that.
Last one from Tofu. Are we nearing peak open world fatigue? I think so.
Yes. No, we were. If last year wasn't apparent, 2 years ago, yeah, we're 2 years over this open world fatigue. I don't want any more open world games at all.
I think there will always be a group of people, myself is included in this, who are going to like those type of games, but I think as a culture, as like a collective universal, these are the kind of games we want to see. Yeah, I think I would agree.
I know, like, recently you can tell Ubisoft has just changed the amount of creative directors, or like shuffled them up at their offices, because they're afraid of all their games being super unique or being super bland and unoriginal. They're changing it up, so I think we're going to see less open world games from them, or at least different types, because because before they had like 2 or 3 like creative directors, and now they're trying to make it so there's like triple that. So I know that doesn't mean much, but like it might be at least new kinds of open world games will come out instead of the same collectathons.
And that's the thing about open world games, is if there's not a good base behind it, it loses it. Or if someone like can't get attached to the game or get into the game, then then the open world doesn't matter because you're not invested. And sometimes they can take a lot of, like, I'm going to use The Witcher 3, for example. That game takes a little bit of time to get invested into. Once you're invested into it, it's great. But it does take some time. And I think that fatigues people out, is because we are such a short-term, like, we like our short YouTube videos. We like our short television shows. We like our short advertisements. And so open world games take too much collective, like, mind time. And I think that's another reason that we're wearing that out, is because not a lot of people are wired that way.
2 more questions remain. 2 more. We're almost done. Haller asks, when will Kyo run for president? No. And then Black Shotgun asks, how does Kyo feel today? Well, you gotta listen to the beginning of the podcast for that. Now, this won't help anyone, but if I read your questions and answered them today, I have marked your question in the Ask Kyo stuff with the thinking of you emote, which is you, also known as the listener from Clock Tower Ghosthead, because I'm obsessed with that. I never got to my shitpost thing.
Please do that. Yeah, please do.
So real quick. So I've been working on this massive shitpost of a thing for speedruns, and that has been speedrunning Clock Tower, the original one, the classic one, Super Nintendo. But I'm not working on the Super Nintendo one. I'm trying to get all the world records in the Wonder Swan version. The Wonder Swan version's in black and white with like 4-bit audio that runs at a buttery smooth 10 frames a second. Now, unlike the normal Super Nintendo version, there is no tech whatsoever, so you are just trying to play the game as fast as you can. The Super Nintendo version has skips, it has tech you can learn to like quickly get through things. You can like, there's so much like little technical stuff you can learn. Every other version of that game that's been ported has no tech, so you're just trying to play it as quickly as you can. And it's going to be a struggle, but I'm going to get all the world records I can in that category, because there's only one person on that board, and I just really want to be petty.
Wow.
So, where is this board? What is this board?
Speedrun.com. You look up Clock Tower, and you look up Clock Tower SNES, and it will show different tabs. You want to click on the Wonder Swan version. I currently have world record on G and H endings for the Wonder Swan version.
I am actually impressed by this. This is devotion.
Now, those are the 2 easy ones. The reason why I haven't continued yet is because the A ending one takes 30 minutes. On the Super Nintendo version, it takes 20 or less. And there's tech, and it doesn't run at 10 frames a second. So, this is my like stupid thing I've been working on outside of me actually learning to run Clock Tower 2: The Struggle Within / Ghosthead, because I've become obsessed with that terrible game, and I love it. which you can tell because I added an emote based on the character on Twitch. That's my gun emote. That's Alyssa possessed by Bates with a gun. You little shit. I love that. Oh my god, I love that game. It's so bad though.
Was that the game with the
Yes. Yeah, it's that one.
The Skull Kid laugh or whatever it was.
Yeah, it's that one.
Oh, I saw. I was working, but I saw you playing through that, and I kept hearing that in the background, being like, "What is going on?"
But look forward to that. There are several more boards, and one of them doesn't have any runs on it, so it's free real estate.
It's free.
And
It's
this
free real estate.
is just something stupid I'm working on for no reason other than pure boredom.
Maybe I'll do the AKB game, the quickest way to 100%.
Is there a
Got
board
me
for it?
curious.
No, there is not.
If you route it, submit a thing, and ask for the board, you can become the only person on the board for that game.
You've got me curious on something completely unrelated to this, but I'm looking up the speedrun for Hatful Boyfriend.
Oh, there probably is one.
Oh, yeah, there absolutely is. I found all kinds of YouTube videos.
But I currently have world record in the Wonder Swan G and H versions of Clock Tower and the M ending for Clock Tower 2: The Struggle Within. I'm gonna learn the A rank soon, or the A ending, and I'm gonna submit that one because the current world record is not bad. It's just like there are missteps that were taken in it, but like it's not a popular game to run, so it might not be hard to get that world record, but it's not like it's going to be a cakewalk because that game's still frustrating. But yeah, that's my new Dino Crisis for now.
There is not a speedrun of Hatful Boyfriend. I mean, there are speedruns, but there's not one listed on the board.
Probably because it's just mashing the button. I do need to do the speedrun for Silent Hill Play Novel, which is the biggest shitpost one because it's a Game Boy Advance visual novel of Silent Hill 1 where you just mash A and B until you finish. I encourage everyone to go and do that one. Let's see. The world record is... There's two routes. There's Harry and Sybil. The world record is 7 minutes 53 seconds by Zorky, and everyone's on this board at some point. The any percent for Sybil is 2 minutes and 46 seconds because hers is shorter, and our one and only Kakusasoro, one of my mods, she is 11th place on it. Like it's there. Like this is a joke run that people just periodically do in groups. Because her and two other people did theirs at the same time. Like, they just took turns to speedrun the game and then submitted it to speedrun.com.
So it looks like Metal Gear Acid also doesn't have a board, so maybe I'll do that too.
Metal Gear.
Metal Gear.
Metal Gear.
Oh, indeed.
Fangirl, do it. Metal Gear.
Metal Gear.
Metal Gear.
I've never played Metal Gear.
Colonel. Ugh.
Metal Gear.
I got her.
What was that noise?
I got her cold opening. That was bait. I was trying to bait it to get her in the background without knowing I was doing that. All right, do we have anything else before?
I've actually never heard that sound clip, so I don't even, aside from you guys mimicking it, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Cultural osmosis will help here. You'll be fine.
All right.
But do we have anything else we want to go before we wrap up? Because we're nearing I'm at 2 hours, but I started recording 20 minutes early, I think.
Yeah, I think we're about an hour and a half.
It's about 10 p.m. me and Fangirl's time, so. Anything you guys like to say before we wrap up and do promos?
Metal Gear.
Metal Gear.
Nope.
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 Okay. Well then, Ken, take us out of here.
So, you guys can find me on my lovely Japanese music-based podcast called Ongaku to You. We did a lovely music corner podcast, so I do a thing for my website called The Music Corner, where we introduce one new artist every week, and we did 25 of them in our latest episode. So we kind of talked about all the artists one more time and kind of reintroduce them to everyone and give us our reasons why we like them. And that's why the podcast was 3 hours long, and I wanted to shoot myself. But besides that, you can find me at that And go to the website at ongakudu.com. You can find me on Twitter at OTYKen1 and the podcast at Ongakudu on all the lovely Twitter and Instagram handles. Where can we find you, Fangirl?
You can find me on Twitter at Legend of No One, because it's a pun on several things. And then you can also find me streaming on Twitch starting Friday again, hopefully, tomorrow, at FangirlHasNoName.
And where can we find you, Kyo?
Oh, little old me. Well, you can find me on twitch.tv/KyoryuHunter. I don't know why I say the /, but I just feel like I have to. You can find me on there. I stream every Monday through Friday. I'm going to try and do weekends this weekend because I have nothing else to do. And I was sick the other day, so I missed a day, and I'm such a stickler for working, you know me. But I play a lot of retro games, horror games, retro horror games, and also anything actually terrible, and I'll probably enjoy it to a point before I start complaining about it and throw it across the room. But you can also find me at twitter.com/Kokusai The links are all on the bottom there, and also on this here YouTube site where I've been posting the podcast, and also my PBs and world records for the Clock Tower games that I've been going through lately. Please check out my video. If you want to think of, if there's one thing I want to promote in here, check out my world record run of the M ending of Clock Tower 2, The Struggle Within. Is it interesting? Maybe. I have world record in it. Validate me. Validate me.
But that we will. But yeah, I want to thank you guys for listening to this week's episode of Podasaurus.
Had to think about it.
I'm your host, Ken. Bye-bye. Aloha.
See you later.
Bye.
Metal Gear.